I'm Rebecca. I'm 36 years old, and in 2022, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Before cancer, my husband and I had been working in remote Aboriginal communities, teaching in the Nunandarra lands in Western Australia. We loved going out camping, we loved being in the bush, we loved the fresh air and the birds and things like that. We were young nomads. We'd tried to get pregnant for a couple of years. We'd seen a lot of specialists, and then eventually we were allowed to start our first IVF cycle, and the first cycle we felt pregnant. I was about 6 weeks pregnant, and I was in the shower and I found a lump, and I just didn't really think anything of it because I'd never been pregnant before, so I just assumed it was a blocked milk duct or something. So I talked to my husband and my mum, and they said, go get it checked out.
When we found out about Beck's diagnosis of her cancer, we were at the doctor's surgery. The doctor hadn't had a chance to find out the results either, so he just read them off the screen and he was in shock. We went back to Beck's parents' house around the corner, and Beck was she collapsed at the door.
I didn't leave my parents' house for 4 days after that. My whole world around me crumbled. I had cancer under my arm, a big tumour in my breast, and cancer up near my neck. So I had 21 lymph nodes removed, and my left breast was completely removed.
It was heartbreaking to see Beck go through that, and you just had to be there for her and be strong, and didn't try to show any signs of weakness.
Emotionally, I was a bit of a roller coaster at first. I was really paranoid that the chemotherapy was going to get to my child. I was struggling, but she was just such a fighter. She just kept going. She was born at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't allowed to hold her until 6:30 at night. 2 weeks later, I started chemotherapy. I was vomiting, I had nausea, I had dizziness. I got peripheral neuropathy, which is like tingling in my hands and my feet. I wasn't allowed to breastfeed. I'm up with this little bundle of joy from 2 till 6 a.m. in the morning, and then going to chemotherapy at 8 a.m. I was given a nurse at Fiona Stanley Hospital, and she said to me that she would refer me to Breast Cancer Care WA because she thought they were a good source to help women who are going through breast cancer treatment.
I first spoke to Rebecca over the phone, and we just had an initial discussion where she had just been diagnosed, but she was also pregnant. So, two very big things to happen at once.
Leah is the most kind, caring, thoughtful, Leah's absolutely wonderful person. When you first diagnosed, they threw all these terminology at you and you just have no idea what's going on. So Leah was able to break it all down and explain to me what was happening, what sort of treatment I was doing, and just explain terminology to me that I had no idea about.
We are there to give the patient evidence-based information. We're there to advocate for them in the healthcare system. I think generally patients feel fairly overwhelmed at the outset, so just focusing on sort of the first treatment ahead and making sure they truly understand why they're having their treatment and what they're going to expect from it.
After I had a mastectomy, I really needed help around the house. My husband was looking after myself. He was looking after our daughter, who was only 3 months old at the time. So Breast Cancer Care WA paid for cleaning for our house for us.
Sometimes when you're going through treatment, there's certain things you can and can't do, depending on what treatment you have. Certain chemicals, cleaning chemicals, or even just the fatigue that treatment causes. You're not able to do those things, so we can put those services in place.
At Christmas time, my husband's just doing relief work and we weren't getting paid over Christmas. So we got a voucher from Breast Cancer Care WA for some food shopping, which helped pay for our food shopping over Christmas period.
We provide support for clients, obviously, who have breast cancer, but we also know that breast cancer doesn't just affect the client, it affects everyone around them as well. So we have things like a partners support group, and we have counselling available for partners too.
Breast Cancer Care WA has made my life a lot easier. Just through talking to someone or getting your house cleaned or getting food for you and your family, it's put a lot of less stress on our family. And, we can continue on fighting this disease and not have to worry about things like money and cleaning and counselling. Just to know that you have that love and support around you is just amazing.